What is this Mercury retrograde offering us within our magic and our practices? One of the offerings from this Mercury retrograde has been the ability to discern between our internal spellings and our external spellings. How does your magic work if you keep your words in? And think about it. How does your magic work with your communication internally? How does your magic work with your communication externally? And why is it important that we focus more on our internal spell work, language, narratives, direction of our head and our thoughts and the words? Why is it important to sit with that before we open our mouth? There's a different lesson for every person within that. That's a very personalized why and reason, but that's a part of the offering for this and from this. Also, if you're someone who has a strong head and recognizes meditation practices and mental magic, this might be a time where you're realizing how your internal spell work is creating mirrors externally. And what is the process of understanding that gift? The gift of mirror, the gift of spell work, and the gift of reflection. With Mars and Jupiter both in Gemini and the Virgo and Leo aspect of this Mercury retrograde, there's actually a lot of information coming through within our studies, like scholarly information about our skills of Mercury retrograde positions and transitions. And there's a lot of illumination on what is normally indirect. We don't have to so much further inspect. We can just look at it and say to ourselves, oh, actually, that makes sense. Or think about it just a little bit longer. Virgo communication sometimes requires us to be stronger by being longer. So sitting and observing or waiting until we actually are able to receive the information that we need rather than it just existing and us not understanding it. But Mars and Jupiter are in Gemini, which is also ruled by Mercury. So we have this super scholarly conversation going on where we're expanding our mind and we're expanding our victories, we're expanding our communication that is direct by understanding when to not be direct and when to be direct. It could also be in your communication with other people. When are you direct and when are you not direct in those conversations, and how does that sort of magic work, and what's the purpose behind it? There's reasons you would need to be indirect in conversations, and there's reasons for you to speak on things directly, and there's a power in both of those. So if you've been studying yourself and your words during Mercury retrograde, leave some things unheard and make sure you keep up with your words. That's true. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep on brewing and doing what you need to do. And our Mercury retrograde we're getting close to the end. It's almost through. And we're about to enter into pre-eclipse season. Here comes the change.